And as always, we start staring at our bathroom door.
Where Sayaka died.
Ah, how the memories swell.
By the way, don't know if I mentioned this, but when the developers of Danganronpa were designing characters for the series, they used... No, I mentioned this to you off camera. Leon and Sayaka were the base models for which every other Danganronpa character was based on. The reason why those two died at the beginning was because the creators were so sick and fucking tired of looking at them all the time. And goddamn phone.
They were so sick and tired of looking at them all the damn time, so they decided they get the axe first.
Alright, phone disconnected, so sorry about that. Anyway, speaking of annoyances, there was a doorbell ring earlier last episode, so...
I think it was a phone ring this time. Whoa! Makoto, get out here.
Kyoko, what's going on?
Hina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. It sounds like something's happened.
What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. Suddenly found myself wide awake.
She said for us to come to the rec room.
The rec room? Okay, let's hurry.
Hi, Hina. What's up?
Makoto! Kyoto!
Hina, what's wrong?
Something's not right. In the rec room.
What's inside? A body?
There was a window in the rec room, and I hurried to look inside, and when I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking past, and I happened to notice her through the window, but I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond.
Huh?
So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room.
But the door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
We're going to force our way in.
I just said...
Wrong.
The door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room doesn't have a lock.
Huh? Then why?
It seems...
It feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room.
Is it the chair? Oh wait, chair? Sorry,
Sorry. I didn't notice I was Kyoko. Okay, either way, this door isn't locked, which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply.
Then there's no problem if we break in?
Indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way.
Okay, I'll go get something to break it with. Wait, right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure... Yep,
There's a lot of ways to kill someone who's good at fighting, and it doesn't actually have to involve fighting.
But that silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom in the classroom. Use it!
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Please!
Come on, please hurry!
Okay.
You two stand back. Took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could, aiming directly at the window. All it took was one solid hit.
Crash!
The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor.
Give or take a few hundred.
I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed it off with all my strength and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hands on her...
She's dead.
Yep. All I felt was cold death. I could feel the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then... Oh! So today's episode will be an investigation.
A body had been discovered after a certain amount of time, which you may...
How you feeling, Legend?
Like, the class trial will begin.
Oh my gosh.
Deadly life for all-star apologies.
Huh?
Huh? Sakura's...
Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make... Oh, sorry.
We didn't make it in time. It's happened again.
Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wonder if she's confirming that Sakura really was dead, checking for a pulse or a reaction. I have to get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room, and I...
Why? Why did this have to happen?
That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again.
I need to examine Sakura's body.
I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. Ogre!
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see.
As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was murdered. And by someone in this very room. Dun 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 dun. It's Clue again. Is that what you're going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault.
It's one of you! Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, one of you killed Sakura! What?
What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation?
I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it. I know it.
You know it? Wait.
Jeez, I didn't think your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on.
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
It's the
That-
Monokuma file.
And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that,
Hold on. There's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Huh?
Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again and then...
Then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that. It saved me the whole trouble of having to go through that with our little fight. Because see, for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey.
I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever attacked the Blackened is this time. I owe ya.
What is this?
You owe them one?
Whoopsie, before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
Baka you.
What the hell? He owes them one? I hate him. I hate this whole thing.
Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind, after all.
Dick. How can you say that now?
Sorry, I didn't have time for your squabble. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway.
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. And let's decide who will stand guard this time.
I'll do it. Ina. I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura. That's fine.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
What?
Me?
You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order.
An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we?
Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
Which is...
Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. What?
What?
It's your fault.
One of you killed Sakura. I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate.
I don't care what you have to say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here.
Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear.
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me.
What?
You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Nope, don't really care. I I'd rather spend my time coming up with other splendid fantasies involving Master anyway.
And you, Hero, do you really object?
If you're going to go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't really have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request.
But
Hey,
We have to find the one who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory.
fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her.
Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
Listen to me.
all of us face execution.
Figuring out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it.
Okay, I can already see there's something behind her, as well as something at her feet, as well as a blood stain over there.
Victim was Sakura Ogami. Time of death was around 12 noon. Body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No injuries were noted. However, it seems at some point the victim suffered violent vomiting of blood.
Which means she was probably poisoned in some
Hey.
way.
Given the fact that we just unlocked the poison room,
Yep. I think the case this time might be a challenge.
why is that?
So.
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. Oh, it's a locked room murder mystery.
Yep.
Fuck!
So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right? Oh hey, that's another game series.
Yep, and she just called it. In other words, this is a classic locked room murder.
Locked room murder?
I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life?
Right before our very eyes?
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails?
Sure, if you don't mind.
Fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or a simple mechanism. There are a number of variations.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's actually an interesting version of the locked room mystery in Danganronpa V3.
Well, don't talk too much about it. We might be getting to that one since we're now in this series.
Oh yes, but that's way later down the line. Because this is a novel series that... By the way, I should mention this right now, I've beaten V3. No spoilers, not going to say anything other than it emotionally drained me.
And then we come back to this.
Yes.
Because you know what? We haven't had enough of this shit.
I'm used to this game by now.
Oh, whatever.
Okay.
It's, well, if you're used to this game by now, okay.
Second locked room already exists before the crime is committed.
Oh?
In other words.
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
However.
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it.
Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the
It's
list.
true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up.
What do you mean by that?
In other words.
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that.
That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
But that
It's
would
true.
incriminate Hina. And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all.
Not a locked room?
By that I mean, there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not impossible.
And you think we can cross that one off too?
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics.
So there are 4 possibilities. And Kyoko, which of these 4 choices seem most likely in
It's
this
true.
case?
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say.
I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. Definitely a tough mystery. I will concentrate on investigating as much as I can for Sakura, if nothing else.
You know, it's just occurred to me.
What?
The fact that we're actually getting used to this
Yeah.
is kind of worrying.
Some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance.
So,
Looks like a protein drink, and it's empty.
Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned before how good protein was good for sorts of ailments.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you.
What do you think, Legend?
I think that it was definitely tampered with, or she ran into some complications with her protein.
A label on it that says Chem A2. Reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. She must have gotten this from the Chem
just
lab.
a second.
But that's strange.
Huh, what is?
Okay.
You see what's scattered about the cam?
Shards of light blue glass. Must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it.
Why does that matter?
So,
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. Which means the can was used in some way to seal the room?
Or planted, or something, or...
Huh, that's interesting.
Okay. The chair was shoved against the doorknob, so we couldn't get into the area. There's no evidence of a string or Mexican used in the chair.
In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it.
This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. Doesn't have any lock. No evidence of mounting or tampering with. No noticeable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. No evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words,
I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself.
Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening, and there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that.
So the killer must have created the locked room from the inside, not from the outside.
Alright, there's that little bit of note. Okay, Byakuya, what do you have to say?
What do you want? You're bothering me. Go away.
He's not even trying to hide how much he despises me. I better go before he crushes my soul completely.
What soul? How long have we been playing this game?
We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It has to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto?
Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more.
Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room.
What?
After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me... She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon.
Monokuma said she died right around then.
I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I stopped her by force even, this never would have happened.
Ina.
It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Alright, we got her account. But the fact that she asked those three to meet up with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, it doesn't look good. By talking to them directly. Oh, Byakuya, I need to talk to you again.
What do you want? You're bothering me.
There's something I want to talk to you about.
Make it quick.
Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room?
So you found out. Interesting.
Then it's true?
I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster?
So you didn't go see her?
Of course not. I ripped the notes to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all.
Byakuya said he didn't see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight.
Okay, thanks. Alright, we got Byakuya's account. Now, what's this thing?
Yeah, I was mentioning that before.
Wrapper? Ah, that's...
Do you recognize that, Hina?
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might calm her down a little.
So you gave that candy to Sakura.
I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. Made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
I mean,
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. Because now they've lost all their flavor.
You know.
Polka dot candy wrapper headed to the truth belt section. Well, let's check out the body. What are you thinking, Legend? Looks at the head, believing that's what killed her. According to the Monokuma vial, she had also vomited blood. There's some blood on her lips for sure, but what caused her to vomit blood? Didn't say she had specific injuries, so...
Oh, no. Not a chance.
Byakuya!
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location.
Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree?
No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. And it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Maybe Kyoko had something else?
However,
Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a
it's
fight.
true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her?
I wonder... Oh, sorry.
I wondered, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken
They
her...
must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
Alright, so...
And we've got these things.
Shards of glass, not grass, scattered around.
The glass is all red, and
There's top and bottom sections of a bottle, right?
so this must have originally been a bottle.
Alright. Shards of glass on the floor.
Something else on the floor next to the glass.
Figure. It's a Monokuma figure.
Okay. And
Oh.
then...
They're up there, here too. 4 red bottles. On each side of the bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. With a chess piece in there.
Okay, which piece was the one we picked up?
The knight.
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle.
Huh?
You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that?
Oh, yeah, maybe I have.
In other words,
So this is a Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will.
Ice cream truck passing by for some reason.
All the dogs are going to be ripping this
Yeah.
street.
Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. Figure on the ground. Red shards of glass probably started out as the bottle, which would mean Sakura must have been hit with the bottle. Shards of glass in the Monokuma figure, if you have evidence of that, that's
think
the
it's a-
weapon.
It's safe to say that that was the murder weapon. But what's with the bloodstains over there?
There's a blood stain in the front of the magazine shelf. Must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died?
Yeah. Why is that so far away from where she died?
Same shelf. Okay. What's this?
The locker's open, and inside there's a handprint.
why?
What's a handprint doing here? Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
It looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra.
So then, maybe the killer hid here until the locker room was open, do you think? And during the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group?
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility.
Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right?
Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Which means this might be...
Where they were hiding?
or where something else was hidden.
Alright.
listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation?
Yeah, I think so for the most part.
So then,
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place.
She decided. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I have to talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with other 2 people, so I need to hear what they have to say. Alright, let's leave. The other 2 have probably went back to their rooms.
Which means we need to pick up their alibis.
Yep, so let's see, where's Toko? Toko, Sayaka.
And I should probably note something that I've come to expect with all murder mysteries.
Yeah?
Always be suspicious of the first person to find the body.
Really?
Yes.
After a few seconds,
It's you again.
Who's
Huh?
there?
oh, she's talking.
Okay.
Like it's the most negative aura I've ever felt. You can just feel it radiating out. The aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I wanted to talk to you about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What?
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. Yakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. She claims she didn't see her, but can I really believe her? Until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept this fact.
Before we continue, I'd just like to go ahead and point out, we have 2 out of 3 people who said they were too scared to meet her one-on-one.
Yeah.
Okay? So no one was willing to approach her. No one was willing to approach her. Which means, who are the people who are willing to approach her?
I don't know. Wow, she's right at the end of the hallway.
Yeah, the corner suite.
Press the doorbell.
We need a hero.
Sadly, this is not the hero we need.
I need a sandwich is what I need.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to check on something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How'd you know about that? Well, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the one she wanted. I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too.
Okay, so we've got corroborated evidence that...
When did Sakura tell you that?
Oh, well... When she asked me to meet with her, of course. Why am I making him sound like Goofy?
I just picture him kind of like laid back stoner voice. But didn't she write you a note?
Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and then she happened to mention the others, like, in passing.
Gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that?
Yep, definitely suspicious.
There is definitely something suspicious, but I don't think it's Hiro.
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office. I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me that note she gave you?
Do I still have it? Let's see.
You're right.
Sorry, it looks like I don't have it anymore.
With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket.
Huh? Oh! Ah!
Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Sorry, it's just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out.
Trash?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me.
Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all that was it?
Pocket trash has been added to the truth bullets.
What's next? Definitely have to look at the actual crime scene, but on top of that, maybe I should find out about the protein can in the rec room. Must have come from the chem lab. Well, let's go to the chem lab. That's on the 4th floor, if I recall right. There we go.
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye in the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way.
Yeah, I got it.
I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand.
Yes, sir, you pretentious douchebag.
What the hell is that on the ground?
This isn't my first time seeing my shelf, but I can't get over how big it is. Probably should take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. More importantly right now, what's the power skill on this? Careful not to step in it.
Hello. What do we have here?
Let's see, broken bottle. All the powder came from. Chem C4.
Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this.
And this powder must have been
So,
spilled.
in other words,
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident.
If that's really what happened. It must be related to the case somehow. Source of powder.
And note, we've got some footprints here.
And in front of the left shelf.
How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan.
But by we, you mean me.
How kind of you to offer.
With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
what?
Well, let's go. Chop chop.
Okay. I could work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. That's
How's this? That's actually not bad.
for you, I mean.
For me?
I see.
So, when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left.
That's what the footprints tell me. Oh, sorry, that was Byakuya.
I see.
These footprints must be...
Certainly.
Makoto, are they yours?
No!
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
Couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said.
I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints.
Unfortunately,
But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to.
then these prints really are a valuable clue.
I should also check out their direction. It seems like there's some going in and there's some going out.
Okay. MC4, footprints of the powder. Based on the positioning, okay, we're just recapping everything. Right around the time of the incident is all I can tell for now, and now we got all the data for that. So now, let's check out A.
Let's see, what's on this shelf?
Dietary supplements and different medicines. Protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from the shelf. Containers are all labeled with the letter A and a number. As we consider this part of the shelf unit section A. But wait, it's one of the bottles, Chem C9. Did someone put it here on accident? Let's see. On this shelf is a bunch of chemicals. Have no idea what they are.
They're reagents. Simply put, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in ignorance for so long? It truly must be bliss. I am mixing up all my words.
What?
Sorry.
Okay.
You want to take this one?
No.
Okay, I'll play the douche for now on. What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well.
I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. I need to focus on the shelf.
I can imagine this major bitch face crossing Makoto's face every time Byakuya opens his mouth.
Like, just pure resting bitch face.
Yeah, pretty much.
On the shelf is nothing but dangerous chemicals, poisons, and other powerful chemicals. Labeled with the letter C and a number, so I can consider this part of the section C. Try to figure out more about the shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. A, his dietary supplements, B, his reagents, and C, his lethal chemicals. Sakura has gotten protein powders in section A, but Chem C was found in A.
What was a bottle of poison from section C doing in section A?
There's definitely something going on here. Chem lab shelf. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room.
Okay, so
This
the
is
powder was spilled before the footprints were put there.
obviously, otherwise the footprints wouldn't have shown up.
Right. So I have to wonder if the footprints actually belong to Sakura.
Well, we'll find out. Map. Let's see. No. Okay. Rec room. That's floor 3, actually. That's second floor. There we go.
Okay, so
Rec room.
putting a little hypothesis out there, I believe the footprints belong to Sakura.
Hey,
So Makoto. Oh,
So Makoto, how's your investigation going?
I told Kyoko and Toko and Hiro what I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
see.
I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go to see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying.
Someone's lying.
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look over them one more time.
Okay, first off is... Wow, that looks weird.
Well,
Everyone's paper craft, basically.
according to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figuring anything out.
Yeah, I know, but...
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it.
Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to.
Multiple ways to interpret that.
Although, there are still some times... I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
That's totally normal.
Then how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past.
What?
Sorry, never mind.
hey,
More importantly, look here.
Her shoes.
I knew it! See
Yellow-
that yellow powder on her instep?
Yeah, that really stands out.
let's see.
That powder is clue number 1.
Alright.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It would seem.
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head.
2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail.
Kyoko's examination summary has been added to the truth bullets. Can't believe she was able to learn by that just by looking at a dead body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Next is the magazine rack. Clue. Huh, this magazine's upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think?
Yeah, you're right. I picked it up and flipped through it.
This is...
On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters. It said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
It would appear you found it.
Kyoko, is this
so.
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it.
a dying message?
However.
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking.
Hey, is that... It says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Well, that hasn't been confirmed yet.
Son of a bitch.
It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer.
I can see why you would think that, but
Just seems too easy. If anything, it makes it much more suspicious. Like someone else wrote it.
yeah.
Alright, and lastly, the Monokuma bottles.
I think Kyoko says she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles.
Let's see. Something new, something new.
Hey,
So, did you figure it out?
There's a hidden correlation between...
All the
Oh.
bottles. Pay careful attention, you're sure to find it.
correlation.
Chess pieces.
Hey, Kyoko, can you just tell me what it is?
so.
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome.
It's not just because you don't trust me, right?
No answer! I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with.
Only to a degree. Monokuma bottles...
Hey,
Actually, there's one more thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right?
An experiment?
anyway.
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottles? Try to get the smaller pieces too.
Huh, are you sure it's okay with the crime scene like
That
that?
doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya's not here, so...
then.
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass.
With that, Kyoko left the room. Really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. Took the broken broom and dustpan, got to work, and collected all the broken bottle pieces.
Alright, let's get this all done.
And just as I finished up,
Sorry to keep you waiting.
So then.
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work.
Okay, so what kind of experiment are we
In
doing?
other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. I like the way she thinks.
Compare the weights of what?
The pieces of the glass you collected and the one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact.
You want to do that?
That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen.
First? Okay.
Let's compare the weight of the two of the normal Monokuma bottles. That is one hell of a heavy pond.
I think the little figure inside's like made of like heavy
In
material,
other words,
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same.
Which makes sense. Monokuma
The
figures
inside
inside.
are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the
so
weight.
then,
I'm calling objection to that because they are two different pieces, but anyway, for all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see?
Well, normal assumption would be either they balance out or the pieces collected will be lighter. If I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed something
so
here and there.
then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Watch, it's actually going to be heavier.
Huh? The broken pieces are heavier?
How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought.
What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles, put it all together, and I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion.
So,
So, what do you think? It's all on you.
Monokuma bottle experiment has been added to the truth bolt section.
Which means it wasn't the Monokuma bottle, it was in fact something from somewhere else. And there's only one other place that we've been that has had relevant information.
Well, the thing is, there's two missing bottles.
Two missing bottles.
One of the pieces was collected, and not all the shards were collected. Two bottles were broken over Sakura's head.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
Fuck you,
Should I do
Monokuma.
it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
Fuck you, Bear!
Already time? But the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved.
At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. And with that,
Ladies and gentlemen, we shall see you in the next episode where we begin where we conclude the investigation and begin
the trial.
See you guys then.
Later, guys.